This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Super Sale and get 40% off paints and stains September 19th through the 24th. With prices starting at $29.39, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Hello, my name is Kevin Tudor, and I'm one of the 3 hosts of Almost Major, a film podcast dissecting many major indie studios and the films they release. Every week, myself, Charlie Nash, and Bryden Doyle discuss overlooked, forgotten, or bona fide classic indie films via studio-specific miniseries. We've previously covered numerous films from Artisan Entertainment, Lionsgate Films, and New Line Cinema. Titles including The Blair Witch Project, American Psycho, Dogville, But I'm a Cheerleader, Saw, Requiem for a Dream, and Ringmaster, you know, the Jerry Springer film. Anyways, we have a fun time every week and we hope you will join us. Subscribe to Almost Major wherever you get your podcasts. Now proudly a part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Welcome to Rankin on Bass, an offhanded joke that became a short-lived podcast. I'm your host, Mike White. Joining me is an elf who wants to be a dentist, Chris Dashew.
I feel more at place in this episode versus the last one, but still out of place overall.
Also along for the ride is Snow Miser, Richard Haddam.
I feel totally out of place in general.
The less dancing between the three of us, apparently we needed to be a dance host to be involved in these movies. So,
on this podcast, we discuss the works of Arthur Rankin Jr. and Jules Bass, specifically some of their stop motion and animated work, and we have both in this one. Just in time for Easter, we're looking at 3 Rankin Bass specials that celebrate the death of Jesus Christ, or something.
Oh, yes. I mean, they do bring up Jesus in one of them.
They have a lot of valleys in these episodes.
And a lot of displaced children.
Yes.
A lot of displaced children.
Yeah.
We're talking about 3 specials. Here Comes Peter Cottontail from 1971, The First Easter Rabbit from 1976, and The Easter Bunny Is Comin to Town from 1977. It's going to be a stop motion, an animation, and a stop motion. Here Comes Peter Cottontail from 1971 with our idiot on a unicycle, Danny Kaye, as Seymour S. Sassafras and company. And in this one, we're talking about April Valley and talking about Peter Cottontail. What? You've never heard of April Valley? What? You've never heard of Peter Cottontail? This guy's just amazed.
They rely on that little thing, you know, the constant, like, this is astounding to me. You don't know all the details of this rabbit story. Well, sit ye down for the next hour while I drag you through it backwards through a bush over broken glass.
I mean, it's wild because for the Christmas ones, it kind of worked, but now it's like, what does Peter Cottontail have to do with? I thought Peter Cottontail had nothing to do with Easter.
They are taking anything they possibly can and trying to give an Easter spin to it. So
yeah.
Peter Cottontail, who's hopping down the bunny trail, he is secretly one of millions
like
of
secret police.
one of millions of Easter bunnies, because this is a world where they have multiple Easter bunnies, and this is the one, right, where they've got like the guys who are carving the chocolate.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good.
It's the one with Vincent Price playing Iron Tail.
Riding
He wants to
a
be
bat.
the head bunny, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And he rides a bat, and Peter wants to, well, voiced by Casey Kasem, which was awesome.
Fucking A, yeah. For folks who may not know, Casey Kasem, who almost always voiced Shaggy Roberts, so that was fantastic to have him basically doing Shaggy as Peter Cottontail.
Right.
It was pretty great.
And if you go way back, he's the one who did America's Top 40.
Yeah.
Come
This is Casey Kasem. Back to the countdown. One of the most famous lines from Ghostbusters that I remember for no reason.
These guys are from England, and who gives a shit? That's one of my favorite lines. Every time I come out of an upbeat record, you want me to do a fucking goddamn death dedication.
Goddamn ponderous.
Fucking ponderous, man. Ponderous.
So Peter Cottontail is a name assumed by Peter Rabbit?
Well,
Because, like, I looked at, if you Wikipedia Peter Cottontail, it says Peter Cottontail is a name temporarily assumed by a fictional rabbit named Peter Rabbit in the works of Thornton Burgess.
Wow.
What the hell was it Peter Rabbit is a spy?
I'm out of my depth.
A name temporarily assumed by. What the fuck is he, Jason Bourne? What the fuck is? I don't even understand. That's what I was saying. I didn't understand at all, Mike, when we said Peter Cottontail. I had never heard Peter Cottontail have anything to do with Easter at all.
Right. I only know him from the Here Comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail, hippity hoppity, Easter's on its way. So I guess he does have something to do with Easter.
Yeah.
But Peter Rabbit, I thought that was Beatrix Potter, but I guess not. I must be mixing him up with somebody else.
No. Peter Rabbit is Beatrix Potter.
But I don't know Thornton Burgess.
It says Thornton Burgess. 4 years later, Peter Rabbit, unhappy at his plain-sounding name, changes his name to Peter Cottontail because it made him sound more important.
Oh,
so it's
a
like
branding exercise.
Yeah. So someone just was like, Beatrix Potter's probably dead, so Peter Rabbit's Peter Cottontail now.
Huh. Okay.
Maybe that was his porn name.
Peter Cottontail. Oh boy.
Your first pet in the street you lived on? So that'd be weird for Peter to have a pet named Peter.
Peter Cotton.
Hopping down the bunny trail?
Yeah.
Oh my God. No. We have to cut this podcast off. Peter Cottontail is definitely Peter Rabbit's porn name.
All right. Well,
as opposed to Iron Tail.
Oh my God.
Voiced by Vincent Price.
I remembered
Yes.
nothing about this other than him on that giant bat, just tooling around. That is an indelible image, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Well, okay. I will say that there's what seems part and parcel of bunnies, Easter bunnies, Peter Cottontail, Peter Rabbit is this sort of boastful nature. Mm-hmm. And in this one, his main thing was he sort of promised more than he could deliver, I guess. And that gets him into a world of trouble. And he spends the rest of the special trying to extricate himself from this kind of crappy situation he let happen.
Right. First off, he is a unrepentant liar. And he has to tell that every time he lies, his left ear droops. And he lies about stuff that he doesn't need to lie about. And so it's just like, hey, dude, maybe like lay off the lying a little bit.
Classic narcissist.
We go
and
into...
it also classic like physical deformity Rankin Bass thing.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, it's like it's their MO at this point.
He has a lazy ear.
Right.
Lazy-eared rabbit.
So the whole thing, they try to tie in the the hare and the tortoise and the hare story, but it doesn't really work because it's a hare versus another hare. And so it's him versus Irontail, and who can deliver the most Easter eggs on this particular day, I guess Easter. And yeah, I guess it must be Easter. And then, so what does Peter Cottontail do? Goes out and fucking parties the night before.
Yeah, bro.
Fucking baller.
And then he's got this
bizarre choice, bro.
Then he's got this alarm clock with a real alarm rooster that lives on the clock. I don't know how this works as far as like, do you feed the rooster? Does he get breaks? I don't know how this thing works. But Irontail happens to slip some bubble gum to this stupid rooster and causes then all of the crowing of the rooster to be encapsulated in a bubble that flies away too far away for Peter to hear. So he wakes up late. He loses the contest. The only way Irontail won was because he happened to slip an egg to a sleeping drunk.
This, does anyone else feel like these folks who were writing this were hitting off my inhaler?
Yeah, I think they might have been.
Because boy,
Yes.
that like the weird jumps that this takes to get where it's going feel like they knew what the easiest solution was and they ignored it completely.
And
Well,
then,
yes.
Go ahead, Richard.
I was just gonna say,
yes.
I mean, it's like, okay, so Peter Rabbit sleeps through Easter, delivers 0 eggs. His competition, who ostensibly was responsible for delivering eggs to every child on Earth, delivers 1.
Yeah.
And now the rest of the special is, how do I beat that record?
Yeah, exactly. How do I get rid of 1 egg?
Right.
So
Now, the solution, of course, time travel.
Yeah. Well, you know,
it's a solution as old as time itself.
Yeah.
In
I mean,
time
it's-
immemorium, one might say.
It's very Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh my God. Yes. There's that moment when the mother box is hitting the Easter egg and the Easter bunny touches it just ever so slightly.
Yeah. So what he does is he pairs up with a disgusting French caterpillar.
Yes, thank you. I don't need to see that.
Oh, it is so bad, especially when the woman caterpillar jumps on his back and they just start humping there on TV. I did not need that.
It's like the human caterpillar.
Oh, it is bad.
And Caterpillar voiced by none other than Danny Kaye.
Yes. Yeah, one of his many roles in this.
Great.
So Antoine, the caterpillar, has this yestermorrow machine where they end up going back in time to the previous day, I guess, because they're going to do this. But instead of going all the way back one day, they end up going back an entire year. So they're going through all of the different holidays. So starting, where do they start at? They
4th of July.
4th of July, right?
Yeah,
So
because
he's trying to,
the
Post
Irontail
Easter.
makes it so they can't go. Irontail's like Spider makes it so they can't go to
Forward?
No, they can't go to Easter, but they can go to
Right.
any day but Easter.
right, yeah, because Irontail sends a spider in a rocket.
This is completely cracked out of its mind.
It is really weird.
It's like they were really holding it back before. And now they're just like the floodgates are open with insanity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they basically hit every holiday that you
Mother's
can
Day.
think of.
Mother's Day. That's the first one.
That's
And
right.
And he's like, well, all I have to do is distribute 1.5 eggs, basically 2 eggs. Okay. To somebody, but people are like, it's Mother's Day, Rabbit. We don't want your fucked out eggs. And it's like,
I want that
Jesus.
shit on my gravestone. It's Mother's Day, Rabbit. We don't want your fucked out eggs.
it's like a real slap down, and it frames the problem he's going to have. How do you get people to accept eggs from
Right.
basically a rodent?
Well, and he's trying his
I'm gonna
best.
fucking
What do you
die on this
other than
podcast.
Easter?
This is the question of a lifetime. The question everyone asks themselves on their deathbed. How do you get rid of eggs on a holiday as a rodent?
Yeah.
That's not Easter.
Apparently people had stricter, rules of this than I thought.
I refuse to receive this egg from a rabbit on Halloween. I just can't do it. It's just against my religion.
Yeah, ain't gonna happen.
Well, he has this whole thing where he keeps repainting the eggs. So he goes to 4th of July and colors them red, white, and blue, and then tries to pass them off as firecrackers.
Well, yeah, which, is not going to work. I mean, now, frankly, I think kids would be happy to just have eggs to throw.
Yeah.
But they came right back at his ass. And they're just like, no, these are not rockets. Take your eggs and go shinny up a rope. And they just throw those eggs back at him, and he gets every single one of them back. He has delivered 0 eggs.
God.
And he goes to Halloween and colors them orange and black, tries to pass them off that way.
Again, eggs on Halloween, they're part of the Halloween tradition.
Right.
I guess not hard-boiled ones.
But not hard-boiled ones, yeah.
Yeah. But they wouldn't, I guess, if you didn't tell them they were hard-boiled and just gave them to them.
Right. But, man, even on Christmas, man, people are just, so bitter. And he makes friends
pervert here. What sort of pervert would give me eggs for Christmas?
He makes friends with a talking hat.
Yes. Bonnie the bonnet.
Oh, the bonnets are a reoccurring theme in these Easter specials. Jesus H. Christ.
Also a recurring theme.
Also a recurring theme.
I'm trying to remember because Irontail at one point hires a witch. And then Peter manages to basically charm the panties off of her, but she still doesn't take an egg.
Well, at least not that egg.
Well, does the egg have to be given to a human?
Oh, that is true.
Aren't witches humans?
Not this one.
Isn't it weird that we have a witch show up again? Didn't we have a witch show up in the last thing? In the Leprechaun's golden shower?
Yeah. Well, that was a banshee, I guess.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
This
was very witch-like, though.
Right.
I will say, I'll jump in right now and say that I didn't, I remained basically amused and not
basically amused
and not enraged by this special in general. Now, again, as you guys know, I watched it at about 3:45 in the morning. So I don't know if that helped. I also had a cup of coffee by then. So I was kind of like,
Richard.
but it was working for me. This one I'm like, okay, I can live with this. I get they're establishing a thing, and I can live with it. I think, and then I got through it.
It is more entertaining than the last one, but that's not hard, right?
Low bar,
low bar. Yeah.
The music in this one was better, ish.
Yeah. Well, it's dealing with some classic songs. And like you were saying, the Easter bonnet, because they have such limited things to play with, Oh, yeah. So this whole, okay, what else we got? It's like you can see the big whiteboard where it's just like, okay, flowers, springtime, chocolates, eggs, Easter bonnet,
Jesus, maybe.
It just keeps getting smaller and smaller, the list.
They hightail it to the other holidays as quick as they can,
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And then we do a whole thing. It was really weird, though, was the song they did for Valentine's Day, which was basically like, I will be your lover for one day.
Yes.
I will basically, be your private dancer until dawn, and then we will act as if we've never met. Yeah, it was like, wow, Rankin and Bass's tribute to the one night stand.
Hey, don't forget the best thing about this, Richard, since you mentioned they try to get to every holiday quicker than Easter. Paul Frees gets to play Santa Claus.
Yes.
A very weird turn of events.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad he showed up, though. I'm always glad when he shows up.
He shows up in a movie where King Kong fights a mechanic King Kong as a dubbed over Japanese man voice. So if he wasn't in this, I would be kind of worried.
Yeah.
But then what's his name? Irontail commits a giant tactical error.
By running into the sled?
Oh, no, by painting the eggs green.
Oh, yes.
So that no one will want them.
That was a major error because pretty soon Peter Cottontail is going to go to Chicago on St. Patrick's Day, and he's just going to get a whole bunch of drunk guys to take his eggs because they're painted green.
That's
the
right.
end. I win, motherfucker.
That was literally a drop the egg moment for Peter Cottontail.
And then the creepy perverted guy becomes a butterfly.
Yeah, which was very disconcerting watching him. This French butterfly now, this papillon, if you will.
Nice. Yes.
And Richard, what happens to Irontail at the end of the story?
He turns nice. I'm guessing I forgot what happens.
Doesn't he become the janitor?
He becomes a janitor. That's not true.
I don't remember that. I just remember him smacking into Santa's sleigh, and that's about it.
I thought at the end he was like sweeping or something in like the background. I don't know. You know what the problem is? I think we're going to run into this with all three of these. These all three run together, right?
They sure do. Yes.
Well,
especially
again,
the first one we're talking about, and the last one we're going to talk about.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, let's move to the second one. The first Easter rabbit.
Yeah, the animation just...
Yeah.
Wow.
1976, Burl Ives is back, and we've seen him as Sam the Snowman, but this time he is our narrator, and secretly he is also our main character. I don't get this whole GP. What does GP stand for in this? Because he introduces himself
as GB. It's like
GB.
something bunny.
I don't know. I was hearing GP.
Guys. It's like a clan thing. We just don't get it.
Oh, okay.
It's like a white power thing. We're missing it.
Okay.
I don't know what GB stands for.
Great bunny?
I guess. Golden bunny?
I mean GB makes sense.
He's the bunny that they talk about the entire story, right?
Right.
What?
Stuffy. Basically, I know him as Stuffy. Yeah.
Yes, this is Stuffy. This got grim. This got
rich.
This is really grim because we are dealing with like
Scarlet Fever.
Scarlet Fever. We're talking about
deadly disease. This is basically like, giving the kid Scarlet Fever.
Scarlet Fever is just like, that's not something we deal with in 2020.
No, it is not. This is like polio or something. And then it's like, well, what do? Well, we need to burn everything that she touches, including her beloved toy. Yes. So this Stuffy, the little rabbit, is placed on top of a pyre that is basically going to be ignited the next morning. It's like, fuck, man, this got dark.
It's very, very strange. On top of the fact that the animation is Frosty the Snowman level of quality, just the fucking drizzling shits.
Right, yeah, the Frosty minus the joy.
Well, and let's not before we go any further, we do need to mention, if you look at what Burl Ives looks like as a rabbit, it is disturbing.
It is, because it's
unsettling.
It's like some sort of Dr. Moreau creation.
Right, yes, exactly. It's like if Burl Ives had sex with a rabbit, and then this would be the product of that union.
It's upsetting. And on top of everything else, like his face, and he has like facial hair and shit. He has like hair on the back of his head too. It's so upsetting. It's just, and he's wearing clothes. Yeah, but he never wore clothes in the story otherwise. And now he's wearing like a vest. So now we're led to believe that he's wearing a vest and his dick's hanging out. When you don't wear clothes, it doesn't matter. Well, okay, but as soon as you wear clothing, you're assuming that you're not covering something up.
But now you're getting into a whole Winnie the Pooh, Donald Duck area of I wear shit on the top and nothing on the bottom.
It doesn't make sense there either.
No. The whole Stuffy thing. That was disturbing. And then, but he became real. And then he hooked up with these three ne'er-do-well Damon Runyon-esque bunnies. And I don't know. I might have nodded off. Guys, it was 4 a.m.
They were like trying to steal carrots underneath, like by going underneath the thing. They're like, I call them caper rabbits. And I'm just like, okay. So again, like, Last time we had a valley, and this time we have Easter Valley, and it is the place that stays green the entire year. And I guess that's maybe where that's where like Santa hangs out when he's not at the North Pole. So once Christmas is over, he goes over to Easter Valley, puts on like a Hawaiian shirt, shorts, those kind of things, and just hangs out because there's a golden lily there that keeps it summertime all year round. Or
Santa's there because it's always green, dude.
Yeah, and he really likes that.
He's a fan.
Wow.
And rather than the snow miser, there's another character in this one called Zero, and Zero's trying to make that place, that Easter Valley, a snow pit. And it's him and his snowball friend named Bruce, but I just keep calling him Meatwad through the whole thing. He looks totally like Meatwad from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
But it's not just Bruce. It's always like Bruce or
Right.
Bruce. It was like it's always said with this sort of weird, trill or something. But Bruce turns out to be a good guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So there's a secret entrance to Easter Valley, and eventually Zero finds it out by watching these three ne'er-do-wells go through this underground entrance. And then he goes in, steals the Easter lily, turns the whole place into snow. And then eventually, like you said, like Paul's a more dynamic character than Stuffy is, I think, because Paul's the one that Bruce is the one that has a change of heart and goes back and he's like, hey, yeah, Zero took your lily. You should really go get this guy. Go murder this guy, would you? And to our point from earlier, it is Paul Frees who's playing Zero, also back as Santa Claus in this one, and then one of the ne'er-do-wells, Spats. I guess the ne'er-do-wells are who? Flops, Spats, and Calliope? No. That
Calliope is the one who says, beware of Zero.
Whiskers. Yeah, Calliope is the little fairy, who's very much like that fairy that popped up and said, watch out for your ears, Nestor. Fuck you, Easter or Christmas donkey.
Follow the sound of my voice, Nestor?
Something? Yeah.
Yeah, it have to be. Yeah. I mean,
Richard, you don't remember that one?
Look, the one thing Nestor can do is listen.
That's fair.
Right.
No one can beat him at hearing.
Fair. It's very fair.
Yeah. And really, this again tries to tie into Easter themes because then they're like giving the Scarlet Fever girl new clothes. There's talk of an Easter bonnet. And Santa's there talking about like how great it is to give presents. Yeah, we know that's kind of your thing, but I guess we're supposed to get presents at Easter too, more than just the basket of candy, because it feels like they're really trying to say like, oh yeah, Easter is another big holiday for these reasons.
Well, apparently it is traditional to receive clothing on Easter.
You got bonnets at Easter. Come on.
Well, I mean, a bonnet is one thing, but it's not like, I don't think we all grew up going, oh boy, Easter's tomorrow. I better get ready to try on some new clothes.
Better get my bonnet out.
Yeah. I mean,
there's the whole thing of like, you're going to go to church on Easter. So maybe you wear your best stuff and maybe
Sunday best, right?
Yeah. It's your Sunday best. And maybe somebody gives you some new clothes, but I've never heard of this.
It's like the opposite of Christmas. On Christmas, you get presents in a sock. And on Easter, you get a sock inside your present.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Okay.
I mean, you're not wrong. I've never heard of this before, so I guess this is another Rankin and Bass creation for the sake of plot.
Well, it comes back in the next one.
Yeah, boy,
it sure does.
Jesus Christ, they're eating their own tail here. But I mean, to be fair, this is produced by them, created by them. They're going to reference their own stuff. I guess they don't reference it explicitly by saying it was in the first Easter Rabbit, but yeah, they do talk about it.
So yeah, the Easter Bunny Is Comin to Town from 1977. And if you think that title is familiar, trust them. They know. Because we have S.D. Kluger from Santa Claus Is Comin to Town, voiced by Fred Astaire, also back as S.D. Kluger in this, and kind of trying to tie himself into the story. I think there's a moment where like he is narrating, but then actually is inside of the story itself, right?
Yeah, he's the baby mailman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But doesn't he talk to the bunny at one point, like sort of breaking the fourth wall on? Yeah, I think.
Well, and this is it. No, this isn't the one. The first one, every time there was a commercial break, it was like, hey, we're going to replay the last 5 seconds, and Danny Kaye is going to do his impersonation of Vincent Price, and then we'll replay what you just saw. Now look into the egg, and you can see it. And this one, I don't think that they did that necessarily, but the commercial breaks weren't as noticeable for me.
Well, one thing I forgot to mention when we were talking about the one narrated by Danny Kaye is that Danny Kaye was the most hated man in show business.
More than just me?
More than Mike White.
Oh, way beyond you, Mike. You're going to have to really work to...
I hated Danny Kaye too, but I thought it was just because he was in some really shitty movies.
No, as a human being.
Oh, really?
No, yeah, he was a terrible human being. Like, no one ever had a good thing to say about him, ever. Like, legendarily despised by everyone who ever worked with him.
So, like, one of the worst? Like, one of the worst?
Oh, yeah. Like, literally, you can't find anyone to say, oh, yeah, I had a good time working with him.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised we never mentioned that when we did that Dreams for Sale episode, Mike.
Yeah.
That was, like, the only time we've ever talked about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not about to watch Walter Mitty or anything.
But Fred Astaire, beloved.
He's not the one who beat his children, is he?
That's Bing Crosby.
Thank you. All right.
The chestnuts were roasting on the open fire, and I was kicking the shit out of you behind an open door.
I'm dishing the dirt on actors who have been dead for decades.
Richard's giving it up. He's telling it like it is.
That's right.
Come on down to the Hatem pit. Burp, 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 burp.
Bud Abbott, what an asshole.
God. Is it weird that SD Kluger comes back?
It's a little weird, but...
Well, but I mean, this is them going, okay, look, Santa Claus is coming to town, Easter Bunny's coming to town. Guys, it's already 60% written if we just poured it on over, and the kids are sending in their letters.
Oh my God.
And why? And it's like, okay, we got it. And then they follow that format. They come up with some decent answers. I will say that, because they got Gizmodo, the fucking grizzly bear.
Gadzooks.
Gizmodo. Yeah, Gadzooks.
Gadzooks.
He loves those
not
eggs.
Don Messick. I was so surprised that it wasn't Don Messick doing the voice for that one. It was Alan Swift.
Yeah.
I was disappointed that there was no Paul Frees in this.
Yeah, that was very upsetting.
Yeah, this one outside of Fred Astaire didn't have a lot of, high-class voice talent.
No, and then the songs were just...
Ooh, the songs were fucking wild in this.
Someone's got to be first, bro.
Wow.
You ever look at that pickle and you're just like, what the fuck? Should I
That was strange. Well, talk about wearing clothes. There's that weird moment in here where they end up like getting Gadzooks laid, and there's a female bear, and he's dressed up completely in clothes, and she just has a bow in her hair, and I'm like, so is she like totally like naked now, or what? It was so strange, and I don't get the whole like main thing of the story where there's the town where it's all children, this weird
Kidville,
Lord of the Flies kind of thing, and I guess nobody ever ages because they talk about like, in a year passed, and I'm like, but they all look the same age. And then you've got the adult town across the mountain. So at some point, were these together, or did like Aunt Lily from the adult town, she like kicked out every single child except for her nephew, right?
Yeah. Who is the king?
Okay. Who is... Yeah, he's very much... He reminds me of the prince from Trolls, and the ogre prince. And then the same thing with like the...
Are you talking about like Trolls?
Trolls the movie, yes.
Yeah, like the one that just came out recently.
Like 10 years ago, yeah.
Oh, shit. Boy, that's upsetting.
I'm not talking about Trolls World Tour.
Okay, I got the same vibes.
Okay.
I was like, that's like, because I was, when you said that, I was like, huh, it does kind of have that weird thing going on, right?
Yeah, like
Child
her
ruler thing.
Child ruler and her like controlling. It wasn't 10 years ago. It was 2016. So put down the tweet.
Oh, 5 years ago?
Yeah. Yeah, like her controlling the she's actually the power behind the throne, but he wants to welcome the Easter Bunny. I mean, she's basically Meister Burger.
And it's like the Easter Bunny is trying to give the little king confidence to stand up to his aunt and do the right thing.
And to eat an Easter egg, because he knows how to take it off in one piece. So he's an Easter egg master. That song was so upsetting. Like, I just was so unprepared for how fucking weird that song was going to be.
Somebody had to be first.
I know, but the examples that they use are so strange. Like, someone had to be first to eat a dill pickle. Someone had to be first to
Well, first of all, somebody
had to be first to eat an oyster.
That's the lead off. Somebody had to be first to eat an oyster is such a strange lead off.
I want to know all the ones that people tried and died from. Somebody was first to eat a snake. I don't know. While it was still alive.
Somebody was first to eat pufferfish, man. There you go.
Yeah. Fugumi.
I got to be honest. The best part of this one was that on the Plex server that we watched it on, it still had the commercials from 1980.
Yes!
Wow.
They were so
Amazing.
good.
Oh, I didn't see that version.
Charlie Sheen. There was a commercial for the movie Lucas. I was like,
wow.
Whoa. It was amazing. Because 1986 doesn't feel like it was that long ago. I was in college in 1986 and watching these commercials, it was like they might have had like a dancing bar of soap.
Wow.
I mean, what is happening? It was weird. And they were all sort of kid-centric because they knew kids were going to be watching. So it was a lot of like this big, oh, it's my daddy's birthday, but what can I get him? Oh, Crayola. I can just draw him some shit, And he won't care. He loves me. He didn't give a shit.
Man, it was a simpler time back then, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the car commercials for the Suzuki,
Oh, wow.
Samurai.
And the commercials for the Egg McMuffin were just so sensual. It was like the meat slowly falling and shit. She's like, where is that? Now it's just like, eat it. It's fucking good. Like,
oh my God. Have you had an Egg McMuffin recently?
No.
Oh my God. Think of that fucking English muffin. It's like a hoof. Oh.
I will say that is the glorious thing about downloading stuff off of YouTube and putting it on your Plex server is people just leave shit on. Like, they're like, whatever, like, it's extra. It doesn't take away from it.
Right.
Oh, it adds. It's like, oh, this is the full experience. This is like, it's like you're sitting through the commercial. But I was sitting through the special waiting for the commercials. That's where this one went.
I'm disappointed, Mike. We didn't mention that song that was clearly stuck in both of our heads from the last one, because that's like the best song out of all three of these.
Oh, God, yeah. The, where's that rabbit?
It's such a good song.
Oh, man, that was something.
It's better than the song about eating a pickle out of a barrel or whatever the fuck they're talking about in this.
There was a moment in this, because, I was talking about how they're trying to sneak stuff in, like how this is like a secret little engine that could origin story gets thrown in here. Oh, yeah. But there's the way that GP, no, I can't even remember what
This is Sonny.
Okay. The way that Sonny will talk to the prince and like kind of give him his confidence and stuff. There was a moment where I was just like, oh my God, what if they say something like, I'll be with you always. So he like chops off his own foot and gives it to the king. And it's like, and that's where Lucky Rabbit's feet came from.
Holy shit.
Oh,
that shit got real fucking dark.
I'm surprised they didn't figure out a way to do that.
I mean, one had a rabbit with an iron tail. What he could have been like, what was the kid's name from How to Train Your Dragon? Was that Zero as well?
Oh, yeah, the kid who's like...
Yeah, he's mauled at the end.
Yeah. No, but Iron Tail's tail it was run over by a child on a bike. Therefore, he hates children.
Right, which is understandable.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So
not as good as Hallelujah Jones, but
Right.
Hallelujah Jones.
Look, we learned why they paint Easter eggs. It's to get them past Griselda the bear.
It's Gadzooks, sir. This is like my Matchy Bonito, okay? You gotta say the name of the bear right, brother. It's such a fucking weird idea that the reason they paint the eggs is so that they don't look like eggs, so that the bear doesn't eat them. But in painting them, then children have to be convinced to eat them, even though they are still the thing that children ostensibly eat all the time. And in no shape, form, or fashion does painting an egg change what an egg is. Unless it's a problem of eating hard-boiled eggs, which is not what they ever say, because they never even say that they cook them.
Well, in one of the specials, they talk about we've got to hard boil them, and then they roll down the hill and they hid themselves, and it made it more fun. So
is that this one?
We'll just keep...
I think it is.
This one explains like a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, to answer all those children's letters that they write to the Easter Bunny. I've never written a letter to the Easter Bunny.
Apparently, these letters are going straight to Fred Astaire.
Okay. Which is fair, I'm sure during the off season that's what he does. He doesn't go to the Poconos. He just collects letters from children writing to the Easter Bunny.
Do we know what SD stands for? Because I think I know what it stands for, but that doesn't make any sense to me as this man's name.
Social distortion.
Special delivery.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Does it though?
Well, yeah, he's a mailman, so sure.
But does it make sense as his name?
Special Delivery Kluger?
As a man's name?
I guess.
That's his porn name.
SD Kluger, I've got a special delivery for you, Mr. Easter Bunny. Whips it on the table. I gift wrapped it for you. God.
Well, if you want to, that's safe.
I mean, look what SD Kluger rides in. He rides in a really upsetting train.
That has to say everything 3 times.
I'm going to go get the papers. Get the papers. I mean, that's what it reminded me of. I didn't understand what the point of having this is very much like, obviously Santa Claus Coming to Town is obviously what this is patterned after. It goes as far as to overload the story with just as much nonsensical bullshit as that did.
Yeah. And, I can't reiterate enough that these specials have not been experienced till they've been experienced at 4 a.m.
Well, it's like when it comes to Santa Claus, I think we talked about this during our earlier episode, where it's like you really got to try to square the circle when it comes to Santa Claus and all of the different names that he has and customs and this and that and the other thing. You got the the stockings and the tree and the this and the that and the other thing. Whereas with the Easter Bunny, they're trying to do that, and they're trying to be like, well, that's why he's called Peter Cottontail, I guess. And it's like, what are you talking about? So it's like they're trying to, mitigate all these different versions of the Easter Bunny, but the Easter Bunny doesn't have that much lore associated with him. You're just like, why does a rabbit give eggs? That seems like the biggest thing. And it's like, well, let's not talk about fertility or anything, kids.
So here's the funny thing, right? So y'all are both a little older than me, so I would be the one out of the 3 of us who ostensibly would have experienced Easter things like Christmas, and all the things they introduced in this are so not memorable that they did not become part of Easter canon or culture or lore. None of this shit. And that is a failure because that's what they were, like you mentioned, Mike, trying to do. And they even say, which one do they say it in? Where they're like, every holiday needs an icon. Was that the first thing we watched or the second?
Well, it might have been the first one. It makes more sense.
Or is it this
one?
Yeah, they all run together.
It's weird. It's just like, look, as a kid, I never complained about Easter, but I didn't I didn't have trouble sleeping on Easter Eve.
Right. Oh yeah.
You mean you weren't excited for eggs?
I was excited,
for the eggs, because your parents hid them so that Gadzooks didn't find them.
Yes.
That's the more interesting part of this, right? Gadzooks comes around and checks every house to make sure the eggs are hidden.
My parents hid eggs. There was money involved. There were gifts. My parents did it up. I mean, I'm not complaining about, anything from my childhood. And then as we got older, Easter became like my mom would sort of make this special breakfast that we would eat in the formal dining room. Oh. And the big thing was we got to have, there'd be these champagne flutes, at all four places, at the table. And there'd be strawberries, and then you'd pour champagne, and the strawberry would kind of float up a little bit. And so we got to actually have champagne, even though we were only in 8th grade. It's like, whoa, I'm getting wasted.
Mike, we're getting to truly learn here how the other half lives.
Yeah, really.
The formal dining room.
Yeah.
I will say, for me growing up with Easter, my family went to a Greek Orthodox church, and we're not Greek. So we're not Orthodox either. So, I didn't really, Easter was when we went and looked for eggs, and that was it. And, we'd go visit my dad's brother's family. That was it. We never, did anything.
Right.
I don't know. And what I guess my real question is, people who are very into Easter, do they care about this? I know people who are into Christmas love the other Rankin and Bass stuff, right? They love Frosty and Day Without Santa and blah, blah, all that shit. Do people who are into Easter like this? Are there people that are into Easter?
Yeah.
I bet you there are.
I mean, it's a big religious holiday. I mean,
but this isn't religious, though, is my question.
There were weird religious overtones, and some of them weren't very subtle. Like in the first one,
yeah,
they made a remark about, it was a town where everyone could do what they want and worship their God as they please.
Yeah.
And I had to go back and I'm like, did I hear that right, or am I super? And it's like, no, they said it. Wow, they're going straight, which is kind of cool. They're saying, we're not gonna shy away from the fact that Easter does have a religious base. It ain't just rabbits and carrots and chocolate and Yeah,
that was that, and then there was that other scene that was and then on the other side of the bank, the infidels lived, and they were not the ones who worshiped the one true God.
Yeah, flying around on a bat.
Yeah, Jesus,
flying around on a bat. Yeah, it's weird because, this Easter Bunny Is Comin to Town is an S.D. Kluger origin story, a Chugs origin story, an Easter Bunny origin story, and an origin story of all the Easter stuff.
Right.
And it is a failure at every single one.
Well, there we go.
Especially the idea of pouring butter on the tracks of a train is going to make it slippery. But then when you pour jelly beans on, it makes it better.
Yeah, that was something.
Well, we could go on Mythbusters and
Richard, Jamie Heineman pouring fucking jelly bean. Will it make it stick?
Right.
Well, they would need 60 metric tons.
Of course, right? Yeah. This is are these realistically as we come to the end of this episode? Were these going to be good? Realistically, could these have been good?
The answer is no. And the reason is this, and you're scraping up against it, but let's just embrace it. People just don't get as whipped into a sentimental frenzy about Easter. It's human sentiment. People don't spend a lot of time talking about what we were doing last Easter as we celebrate this Easter. Christmas, by at the time of year it is, and the fact that it's near the end of the year, and it calls for reflection and a look backward. Easter is about forward. Easter is about the coming of spring. I mean, there's a lot to recommend it, but it's not a super sentimental holiday. And so it's hard to get a holiday special that's going to be a perennial when that's not what the holiday's about.
Well, and it's also weird. And this would have been my question if I were writing to SD Kluger for some advice about the Easter Bunny. Can somebody fucking tell me when Easter is and why it changes every single year? And I know that there are answers out there, and I know that somebody could really tell me that and be like, well, it's the 40 days after the first full moon, after this, after that. And it's all just gobbledygook.
That is the only legit question about Easter that anyone has ever had. Wait a second. A year ago, it was on April 29th, and this year it's on March 3rd.
Right.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I was born on Easter way back in 1972. It was a Sunday, obviously, April 2nd. I will never see another Easter on my birthday until the end of time. I think there's another one like 100 years from now, but I'm not going to live to be 148 years old.
Wait a second. What date was it? What was it?
April 2nd, 1972.
Yeah, I mean, we're close. We got real close this time, but not.
Yeah.
We did get really close. Yeah, because it's on the 4th, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
But I can tell you that 2 years ago, it was like the last weekend in April. It really was. It was like.
Oh, no, you're right. It was because I had family come up and visit me for my birthday, and we celebrated Easter that same weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Celebrated Easter. That means in our family.
Celebrated Easter.
Yeah, down the bunny trail. Celebrating Easter in my household just means dying eggs.
I love Easter.
Oh my God. If you could see Richard, his ears are slowly going down. It is
his
not all.
left ear.
Do you think that contributes to why Easter is not as much of a thing? Is because it's not a specific date?
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree. Because like Thanksgiving does move around, but Thanksgiving's kind of always the last week of the month, right?
Yeah, it's the fourth Thursday of November.
Well, it's the last Thursday. Whatever would be the last Thursday.
I thought it was the fourth Thursday, but
Well,
usually they're one and the same.
Oh, well, yeah.
I didn't think there was a week past November I thought Thanksgiving was the final week because the next week was always December.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong because like it couldn't be that like it would never be on the 31st if that was. It's the third. No, it's the third. It has to.
Sorry,
be
the third one.
The
okay.
third.
Are you looking it up? Are you?
I'm just about to look it up here because I think they finally fixing date. Thanksgiving in the United States has been observed on different dates from the time of our founding fathers until the time of Lincoln. The date of observance varied from state to state. The final Thursday in November has become the customary date in most U.S. states by the beginning of the 19th century. Let's see. On October 31st, 1939, FDR signed a presidential proclamation changing the holiday to the next to last Thursday in November for business reasons.
So it's either the last or the next to last.
Hold on, one more thing. On December 26, 1941, this is just a few weeks after having fucking Pearl Harbor, we had FDR sign a joint resolution of Congress changing the National Thanksgiving Day to the fourth Thursday in November. So,
wow.
Boom.
Wow.
It's really weird. Like 2 of the 4 big holidays we celebrate in this country, one of them doesn't have a date and the other one's date is contemporary.
And then the next week, the pundits on Fox News went on the rampage against FDR. How dare he waste all this time? We don't want to fight this war with our good friend, Mr. Hitler. So
they're erasing our culture by changing the date.
Yeah, they're canceling Thanksgiving. It was the beginnings of the war on Thanksgiving.
So the other holiday that takes place sort of in and around this time is Passover. Mm-hmm. And I am not personally Jewish, but my first wife was Jewish. And from the time that we dated before we got married and then got married and then had kids. So there was like, years and years and years where I would be celebrating Passover with her family. And even post divorce, there's still Passover celebrations with various relatives and aunts and uncles and stuff. And I have a more sentimental attachment to that even because Passover is based like Thanksgiving. It's kind of like Thanksgiving. It's a traditional meal. And there's a ritual around the table that you do certain things in a certain order and tell the story of Passover the way you might tell the story of Thanksgiving. But I mean, that is the holiday. So whatever day you happen to be celebrating it, everyone's doing the Seder the same way. And it's that ritual that makes it more sentimental, because you can look back and go, oh, when we all sat here and did this exact thing with this exact food, oh, that was the year that so-and-so was here, and it's not until the very end that they sort of go, next year in Jerusalem. And so it's all looking back until the very end when you quick look forward, and then you eat brisket, and it's amazing.
I was about to say, lots of brisket over at the Passover weekends.
Oh, yeah. And if you do it like my sister-in-law, it's the greatest food you'll ever eat.
And because people don't like to admit that Jesus was Jewish, Passover and Easter are tied incredibly close together, correct? So, I think Passover was
this weekend.
The Last Supper.
This weekend, weekend. It was the Last Supper. So now we are in that countdown. Jesus, you have 7 days to live, kind of thing, and then boom, next Saturday or next Friday is Good Friday, and then Sunday is Easter. So it's all tied together.
And Lent gets figured
40 days before Easter.
Right.
So you figure out when Easter is, you go 40 days back, and then there's Ash Wednesday and Good Friday and all those.
No, Good Friday is this coming Friday.
It's the day before Easter.
Right.
The Friday before Easter.
There's always, Ash is always on Wednesday, Good's always on Friday.
Right.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah. And all of it's made up. The end.
Yep. Well, and that's why I guess that's also why they play the 10 Commandments this weekend. I imagine that today, Sunday after Passover, is the day that they play the 10 Commandments on Channel 7 or whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
Is Passover different every year then?
Yes. As is Hanukkah. Hanukkah, I mean, it's always in December, Hanukkah, and Passover is always sort of in April-ish or something. I mean, again, it's figured in a weird way, but it's that week.
Isn't the really wild one Ramadan that could be in a completely different month of the year?
Right, yeah. Their calendar is slightly different than ours, so it moves ahead every couple days, every year. So, when Ramadan is in summer, our Muslim friends are just fucked because the daylight is so long that they have to fast. And then a couple years later, it's just like, woohoo, it's in December. Fuck
7 hours, baby.
That's right. I can handle this.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm still full from breakfast.
I shouldn't have had that 12-piece of kibbe.
Oh, kibbe, food of my people.
Damn straight. We have the largest Middle Eastern population over here in Detroit, so I
Mike,
get all kinds of good food.
Are you Middle Eastern at all, Mike?
Not that I know of.
Oh, okay. Because I'm half Lebanese. That's the Haddam part.
Just the good side.
Yeah, right.
That's right. The waist down.
The Lebanese stallion, as they call him.
That's right.
No, I have no idea what my genetic makeup is, and I tend to just say, I'm American, damn it.
With the last name White, I think we can all just do the math.
And with the first name like Mike.
It's very ethnic. A lot of people mispronounce it. They don't give the when they say white.
Oh,
White.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, but I've come to accept it after all these years, Thanks to everybody for tuning in. I want to thank Abby Stabby for our artwork, as well as the Great Octopus for our theme music. So, Chris, when you're not talking about Rankin and Bass, what are you doing normally?
You can find me on Twitter at Christmas Claus, and I'm on the Culture Cast, and Mike joins me once a month. We just got done about a month and a half ago with Mike White March. Richard joins me from time to time. Richard and a good friend of ours, Cullen, are programming a month here coming up, so we're going to be talking about Burton Reynolds films. So yeah, that's where you can find me, is on Twitter. What about you, Richard?
You can call him Burton Reynolds the way most people know him.
Mr. Burton Reynolds. What about you, Richard? Where can people find you, Richard?
You can find me on Twitter at Richard Haddam. And meanwhile, working hard every day to bring you season 3 of Titans. Season 1 and 2 Available in their entirety on HBO Max. Season 3 will be coming your way in July.
This podcast not sponsored by HBO Max, but does contain an advertisement for HBO Max.
Is that right?
It just happened.
Yeah, all right.
And where can people find you, Mike?
Don't tell me it didn't happen. I saw it happen.
Yeah.
You can find me at the Projection Booth, which is available at projectionboothpodcast.com. Be sure to subscribe to us on your favorite podcast platform, and we will be back in like a month and a half or so with a look at the Rankin Bass animated classic, The Last Unicorn. Until then, be sure to rate and review the podcast wherever you get it. Tell your friends, tell your family, and stay weird.
Have you ever wanted to dive deeper into the horror movies you love? Beyond the Blood is a horror podcast for fans who want more than just surface-level screams. We do deep dives into the movies that shaped us, digging into director commentaries, behind-the-scenes stories, deleted scenes, and the special features that most people skip. Each episode is a love letter to the genre. We break down how these films were made, the creative risks that paid off or didn't, and the lasting impact they've had on the genre as a whole. From 70s slashers to modern nightmares, we celebrate the craft, chaos, and characters that keep us coming back. If you're the kind of fan who rewatches movies with the commentary on, or you simply grew up in the video store horror aisle, the Beyond the Blood podcast was made for you. New episodes every single week. Subscribe, let's dig deep. Welcome to the Beyond the Blood podcast.
Hello, this is Chris Haskell from They Live by Film. For those that don't know us, Adam, Zach, and I, we built a podcast over the last 2 years that's a combination of film discussion from 3 very different perspectives, as well as industry interviews with the leaders in boutique Blu-ray and 4K community. We started with Dev Crocodile, but over time we've been lucky enough to speak with Arrow Video, Severin, Mondo Macabro, Vinegar Syndrome, Radiance, Indicator, most of the OCN partner labels. It's been a blast. You can find us wherever you podcast, and also actually recently as part of Someone's Favorite Production Podcast Network. We hope to see you online.